Since its introduction in 1985, DacEasy Accounting has maintained its leadership in the microcomputer industry. DacEasy provides value with performance comparable to packages costing thousands of dollars. With DacEasy Accounting 4.0, the power and ease of use that you've come to expect are now surpassed with new features, like a totally new pull-down menu system, offering full mouse and keyboard support. Help information for every operation screen, as well as an indexed help list. A new file lookup system to let you check and add information without having to refer to printed lists. A backup facility that protects your accounting files against power or computer failures. And a totally new reporting tool that allows incomparable report designs and graphics presentation. We know you're going to be delighted with all the new and improved features of DacEasy Accounting 4.0, and this video tutor will help you get started using DacEasy. But it's still nice to remember that the help facility built into DacEasy is always available for additional details on any operation screen or keystroke sequence. Also, keep your manual handy for those special or unusual questions you might have. If accounting is new to you, Chapter 1 provides a complete review of the basic accounting procedures. Then you can use DacEasy Accounting with confidence. Even complicated tasks like subsidiary consolidation, budgeting, or fiscal year-end accounting can be completed quickly and efficiently with DacEasy. In Chapter 2, we review how to install DacEasy Accounting on your hard disk. We also go over the most commonly used keys and menu commands, including using a mouse. Chapter 3 covers the basic setup of your accounting system. We'll customize DacEasy for your company needs, from setting up accounting periods to adding new accounts, customers, products, and vendors. Sample accounting entries are shown in Chapter 4. We enter a transaction and establish a complete audit trail. Purchase orders, invoices, and check processing are as simple as keying in a few basic commands. In Chapter 4, we also see how DacEasy Accounting automates routine accounting procedures, like recurring entries, monthly bank reconciliation, and physical inventory. Journals produced from your transaction entries are reviewed in Chapter 5. These journals are the basis of your company's audit trail. In Chapter 6, we see how the transactions entered are posted to the general ledger and other accounts, producing the actual accounting figures. Periodic activities with their specialized functions are reviewed in Chapter 7. Chapter 8 reviews the many useful reports prepared by DacEasy. These are available at a moment's notice and include complete aging reports, monthly statements, and detailed financial statements, as well as full inventory and account activity reports. Sometimes your company needs a special report. Chapter 8 also looks at DacEasy's report generator and graphics option. These powerful tools allow you to design reports and graphs tailored to your company's requirements. Finally, in Chapter 9, we'll show you how to use DacEasy in a multiple company environment. Well, now it's time to jot down your VCR counter number, and again at the end of each chapter, in case you'd like to go back and review a certain section. Our modern system of accounting is actually over 500 years old. It was created by the Italian monk Luca Pacioli when he established the double entry theory of debits and credits. Presently, computer accounting does not change the basic concepts involved, but it does reduce the workload in recording the information. Accounting has always involved a great deal of mechanical activity. Most people associate accounting with slow, careful, and boring work, just the job for a computer. With DacEasy, all you need to know about accounting is understanding the double entry principle and deciding where to record a transaction. So, now let's talk about accounting. Every company has items to which it assigns a value. These are called assets. Liabilities, on the other hand, are items that remove value from the company. Any change in the balance of assets and liabilities must be recorded, and we call this recording process accounting or financial accounting. In accounting, we record changes with credits and debits. Credits and debits are related, like an action and a reaction. When we talk about money, we can usually identify a use for the money and a source. Buying a car is a use of money, but the source of money could be a bank loan. Paying rent is a use of money, and the source is the cash in the checking account. It is possible, however, to have more than one source for a use. If you purchased a $10,000 car, the source may be $1,000 from savings plus a $9,000 bank loan. How uses of money and sources of money are divided doesn't matter, as long as the total amount for each is equivalent. We use the word debit for uses of money and credit for sources of money. The total of debits always equals the total of credits in any accounting system. Before you enter any transaction in your accounting system, try to identify its sources and uses. Identifying sources and uses is much easier if you group your transactions by type. We could have two different uses for a single paycheck. For example, the money from one paycheck source could go to two different bank accounts. Then each bank account would have its own set of debits and credits and its own balance. A company's assets and liabilities can also all be assigned to accounts in the same way. This makes identifying uses of money and sources of money so much easier. DacEasy provides a complete chart of accounts. There are certain terms used for asset accounts and liability accounts. Cash in the bank, accounts receivable, product and inventory, furniture, office equipment, vehicles, and so on are all asset accounts because they relate to items of value to the company. These are source accounts, accounts that refer to company debt or use of money, such as accounts payable, taxes, mortgages, banknotes are liabilities. Money invested in the company by the owners or stockholders or retained earnings is often grouped separately under a capital account. Income earned and expenses incurred to earn that income are grouped under both revenue and expense accounts to help companies track their performance. There is no limit to the number of different accounts you may create to match your company's needs. Each account will have a debit and a credit generated by DacEasy. With DacEasy, your accounts always balance. Periodically, it is necessary to summarize the accounting information contained in all these accounts. We call this group of reports financial statements. Let's look at two of the most important financial reports. The balance sheet reports the balances of the accounts sorted into the three major groups: assets, liabilities, and capital. A balance sheet is produced on a regular interval to make it easier to monitor the condition of the company. The income statement is also called the profit or loss statement. It reports all revenues and all expenses for a given period of time and indicates a profit or loss for the company. DacEasy Accounting automatically produces these reports for you. There are also other useful reports available to your company, and you certainly can design any special reports for yourself. DacEasy always gives you options for every transaction and provides you with help in selecting the proper account for your particular entry. All debits and credits are generated by DacEasy, so you can compute with confidence. Computerized accounting has never been easier. To use DacEasy Accounting 4.0, you need an IBM or IBM compatible personal computer. The hard disk should have 4.5 megabytes of space available, 640 kilobytes of RAM or random access memory, and any type of monochrome or color graphics adapter card. After turning on your computer, be sure to enter the correct date and time. Then run the DOS routine check disk to verify adequate space on your hard disk and that you have enough RAM memory for your program. If you do check disk and it indicates you don't have enough RAM to install DacEasy Accounting, ask your computer supplier for assistance. DacEasy Accounting 4.0 is shipped with both 5¼ inch and 3½ inch diskettes. These diskettes come with the program compressed. You cannot just copy them into your hard disk. You must run the DacEasy installation routine. This decompresses the files as they are copied to your hard drive. Insert the first diskette, close the door, and type A:install, then press the Enter key. DacEasy asks you the letter of the hard disk drive where you want your files and the name of the subdirectory where the program will be copied. When the installation is completed, change to the DacEasy Accounting subdirectory by typing cd/DEA4. Once in the subdirectory, type DEA4 again to start DacEasy Accounting 4.0. You'll repeat these two steps every time you want to enter DacEasy Accounting. cd/DEA4, then DEA4. The very first time you start DacEasy, it will request the subdirectory path where you wish to save the files. You can take the name suggested by the program or change it. Press F10 to accept the name and create the files. The first time you start DacEasy, it asks whether you wish to use the standard chart of accounts or create your own. Pressing Enter accepts the standard chart. To select No, press the Tab key to switch between options. When your selection is highlighted, press Enter. If you are using a mouse, move the mouse pointer to the desired option and click once to highlight or twice to select. This type of selection screen is known as a dialog box and is used throughout DacEasy. To escape from a dialog box or function, press the Escape key or the rightmost mouse button. When you enter the DacEasy program, the File menu is displayed. This menu allows you to select a company to work with. Screen movement occurs in any one of three ways. You can use the cursor left and right arrow keys to move from one menu item to another, or press the alternate key with the highlighted uppercase letter of the main menu selection, or point the mouse cursor to the menu selection and click. Once a menu item is selected, a pull-down menu appears. Using one of these methods, up and down arrow keys, highlighted uppercase letters, or mouse, you can make further selections from these menus. Note that you do not use the alternate key with the highlighted letter when in the pull-down menus. DacEasy Accounting uses the function keys for many commands, often in combination with the Shift key. The most common function keys are displayed across the top of your screen. Active keys are highlighted. By pressing F2, other special function key commands appear. F1 always gives you help for your current screen or awaiting command. Shift F1 shows you an indexed help list for all of DacEasy Accounting. F4 gives you access to the system date. Shift F2 shows you a handy calculator that you can use anywhere in the DacEasy system. When entering any record, invoice, or transaction in your accounting system, use F10 to complete your entry, save your information, or select a routine. These are the most commonly used key commands, but there is one more that deserves special attention. Often it's necessary to check whether information already exists in your files, like a customer, product, account, invoice, or some other. You could refer to printed lists to find this information, but DacEasy Accounting has solved this time-consuming problem by giving you a file lookup for every necessary routine. Press F5 anytime it is highlighted across the top line, and a window displays a list of information directly related to your current operational screen. Once inside the lookup window, use the page up and page down and the right and left arrow keys to scroll through the listed data. You may also press any key to search the file for specific records. You can use a mouse to activate the scrolling by pressing the left button and holding it down. To make your work even easier, DacEasy allows you to edit or add information to the records in the lookup window by pressing the F8 key. What could be easier? When you have completed your daily accounting, press Escape to return to the main file menu. Type X to exit the program. Well, that is a quick review of commands and keys of the DacEasy accounting system. As we go on to using DacEasy, remember to use F1 for help at any time. Your main function keys are always available across the top of your screen, and a detailed list of other functions is available through F2 options. In the next chapter, we will set up a discrete data file for accounting in DacEasy 4.0. You can customize DacEasy accounting quickly and easily through a few simple options. These options are in Edit on the main menu bar. Enter DacEasy from your DOS prompt by typing DEA4. The File menu appears. Move to the pull-down menu of Edit. Use Edit to add to your special chart of account numbers, customers, vendors, products, services, billing codes, and purchase codes. You can also customize your system in Edit by setting default values and complete information tables. Move to the Edit menu and select Default from the pull-down menu using your cursor arrows, keyboard, or mouse controls. Let's start with the first default option. Type I and you can enter the company ID, name, address, phone, and fax number. There is also a country and tax ID field. Remember to press F10 to save and continue. By selecting P for the periods option, DacEasy allows you to choose up to 13 periods for your fiscal year. DacEasy uses the system date to position you in the active accounting period. Once your periods are set for the fiscal year, your accounting system will always be current. The standard is set for a 12-month fiscal period, starting with January 1st. You can confirm this for your company by pressing F10 to save and continue. To start a 12-month period beginning on a different date, just enter the new start date. DacEasy recalculates the following 12 periods. If you prefer to use a 4-week period, enter 13 periods and the beginning date. DacEasy calculates the year based on your selection. Please note, once you start entering transactions, you cannot change your period dates for any closed periods. When you are sure about your selection, press F10. When you enter DacEasy, the computer system date sets the current active period. If you wish to enter transactions for a different period, or if your system date is occasionally not accurate, use F3 to mark a current active period. Once the accounting period marked here is closed, DacEasy automatically updates the active period to the next period. DacEasy starts the numbering for purchase orders, invoices, and so on from the number 1, unless you specify a new starting number. Use this routine to continue your current numbering system or change to a new starting number sequence. Now, considering the inventory, DacEasy is set to use the average inventory cost for all calculations. You can change this default to a standard cost or last purchase price, depending on your company's practices. Many companies like to personalize monthly customer statements with comments. Use this option to add additional comments to your customer statements or warnings for delinquent accounts. You use F5 lookup all through DacEasy Accounting to review information in files before making selections for your accounting process. With default lookup, you can control the sort field used in the lookup window. Use the lookup with the original settings at first until you are familiar with the system. Many accounting systems prevent you from entering transactions in a new year until after all the previous year-end processing has been completed. This is often a lengthy process, involving perhaps months of waiting for fiscal year-end adjustments. With DacEasy, you can continue your day-to-day accounting in the new year for up to 6 more periods without affecting your previous fiscal year records. DacEasy is programmed to display in certain color combinations. You can change these colors to suit your own preferences in this next routine. Every company has different print requirements. Most printers are able to use the basic IBM Epson printer code set in the program. However, you may select a different printer from the list provided. If you use more than one printer, you have the option of assigning up to 3 for your particular system. Check your manual for a detailed explanation on using passwords in your accounting system. You may assign passwords at 5 different levels. There is also a master key called Controller that provides access to the password table. Remember to keep a safe record of the passwords entered in your table. Use Form Setup to select the type of pre-printed invoice and purchase order forms your company uses. You can set the type and size of the form and choose whether or not to print the vendor or customer code. Use F10 to return to the main menu. DacEasy uses information set up in various tables to save you time in your daily accounting process. Updating a table automatically updates the routine using that table and all its relevant transactions. Press Escape to return to the Edit menu, and press T to enter the Tables menu. There are 5 options in this menu. We'll start with the most important. If you choose to use the standard chart of accounts, the General Ledger interface is all ready. We'll look at how it's set up in a moment. If you need to use a different chart of accounts set up for your company's purposes, the General Ledger interface must also be reset. Please refer to your user manual for more details on using a customized chart of accounts and setting up a customized GL interface. But for now, let's look at how the General Ledger interface works. The GL interface is one of the reasons DacEasy Accounting is such a powerful tool. The accounting process involves managing accounts receivable, accounts payable, purchase orders, billing, and inventory accounts. Through the GL interface, different connecting systems are set up to control and manipulate the entries for all these accounts and combine them in the General Ledger. Each of the areas represents a group of related accounts. When accounts are selected as part of the GL interface, they are then included in the accounting process. Accounts receivable and accounts payable represent sales and expenses not related to direct cash outlays, like the bank account, interest payments, rent and office expenses. Purchase orders, billing, and inventory are all directly related to product sales or purchases. Each category contains a wide range of individual accounts for customers, suppliers, expenses, stock, and finished goods. Each account must be entered into the GL interface. As we've stated, DacEasy has already set up a standard chart of accounts for your use. For most companies, this chart provides all the necessary account options you'll need. However, if you change the chart of accounts or add a new account, add the account number to the GL through the interface table. As soon as you follow these simple directions, press F10. Messages may be entered through this option that a special code will call on later. When entering the special code into an invoice or purchase order, the message is pulled from the table and then printed. It is also possible to attach a special message to a customer or vendor file by using this same method. The code displays the message on the screen whenever that customer or vendor is pulled up. Use F10 to return to the Tables menu, and then enter the Price option. In Price, you set up the price ranges used by your company with minimum quantities and discount percentages. Review the user manual for additional details before setting up the price table for your company. From Tables again, enter Terms. In Terms, you assign a code to be used on invoices. Set the number of days or day of the month and call up that term on the invoice through the assigned code. The final table is the tax table. This is the only table that is actually used to generate an accounting entry. The figures entered here affect the sales tax and purchase tax accounts. Code the sales tax rates needed, keeping in mind the states where your company does business. Use this table when setting up customer or vendor accounts to automatically calculate the correct tax amounts. DacEasy Accounting guides you through accounting entries using an easy menu structure that has error checking, file backups, and full journal and audit trails. But the first step in any transaction is identifying the type of entry. Enter the transaction menu. Let's look at purchasing first, since it's often used with the billing and cash options. Enter purchasing from the pull-down menu. If your entry is for a new purchase order, or for merchandise already received, or returned from a previous purchase order, enter it under Purchasing. Process the entry by first selecting the next correct action. Generate a new PO, record a receipt of merchandise, or return a purchase. Let's select merchandise received as an example. The other selections would be entered basically the same way. If the PO for this item were processed through DacEasy, press F5 lookup to find it in the file, or enter the PO number here. If it is not already in the system, press Enter in the order number field. The next available PO number will be assigned to it. The vendor code is entered next. Again, make use of the F5 lookup to see a list of your vendors. You can easily add a new vendor if you need to by pressing F8 while in lookup. Any modifications to the vendor file can be made here as well. Use the same entry method to complete shipping instructions or to enter alternate shipping addresses. Complete the other terms and references as required until you reach the PO items. If your PO were processed through DacEasy, the items are displayed. Enter the amounts received to complete your order. If there have been no changes in terms or price for an item, press the F10 key to accept everything as entered. Changes for incomplete shipments or price variations can also be made here. A new product, service, or code can be added by checking the current listings through F5, then using F8 to edit that list. By selecting the new item from Lookup, you can add it to your PO automatically. Longer descriptions can be accommodated by adding as many additional lines as required. Shift F6 deletes any unnecessary lines without affecting the totals. If you have reason to cancel a PO that has been entered, use the F5 lookup to access it. When you have found the correct PO, press F6. This cancels the PO in the accounting process, but the item remains on the file with a canceled notation to maintain a complete audit trail. Press F10 when your entries are complete. DacEasy prompts you for more information if you've missed any of the fields. When you receive merchandise or process a return, you need to print the right forms. Select the appropriate forms from the many options available to you. The DacEasy Forms department will be happy to show you all the styles and sizes available. Just select Print from your menu bar and enter the printing directions. Position your forms in the printer and proceed with your printing. Reprints can be quickly requested by just re-entering the item number. If you find a mistake in your printed forms, return to the Merchandised Received menu and edit the PO. Return to Print, and then print the corrected form. From this same print menu, print the Purchase Order Status Report. This gives you a checklist of outstanding purchase orders so management can follow up on orders. DacEasy also has a billing option to handle your sales invoices and your returns. The procedure for preparing invoices is almost identical to preparing POs. Select Billing from the pull-down menu and press Enter to assign the next available number. If you cancel this entry after this point, that canceled number is reserved for the audit trail. Previous invoices can be edited by selecting them from F5 Lookup. Enter the customer code next. Use F5 Lookup to find a customer code you've already entered or enter a brand new customer. DacEasy allows you to have as many shipping addresses for your customers as needed. Use F5 Lookup again to select the address you need for this particular invoice or add a new address as you need. Continue with these options, adding terms or other references until you reach the sale items for the invoice. As you enter new products, services, or billing codes, DacEasy automatically updates the product files. The availability of inventory items is figured before more invoice processing continues. Non-inventory items obviously do not affect the availability status of the invoice. Price discounts are automatically calculated based on the discount tables you've already entered. However, you may want to change this particular total. Services often require more than one line of description. DacEasy lets you add as many lines as you need. Press F10 to process the invoice. Remember, prepaid advances can be entered along with any other references, and taxes are always automatically calculated and included. The point of sale option allows you to print the invoice immediately. Select this option and use your F7 key to begin to print the invoice. Make sure an invoice form is loaded in your printer. If you require a reprint for any reason, these printing routine options are also available. Normally, you'll print your invoices in batches. After all of the invoice information has been entered, go to the Print pull-down menu to select your next option. Position your forms in the printer and then continue with your printing. Also, your reprinting options are still available. If you discover an error, return to the Invoice menu, select the item to edit, and then print a new corrected invoice. Next, let's follow the accounting of a cash entry. Press Escape to return to the Transaction menu. Select Cash from the pull-down menu. When you enter cash, you can make an entry or print your check register or print checks. Let's review the entry options. Cash is always classified as a receipt of money or a payment. DacEasy uses these terms to help you decide how to handle cash entries and also includes adjustments made to customer or vendor files. Even processing your monthly bank statement is quick and painless with the reconciliation option. But the processing of receipts or payments is quite similar. The item number, date, bank account, and amount must all be specified. You also enter whether the item concerns a vendor, a customer, or a GL entry. For receipts, you may want to include a deposit number. This groups and identifies the items deposited in the bank together, making your bank account reconciliation that much easier. For a payment, you're asked to specify the type of check before entering the account number. If you select computer rather than manual, you'll complete your transaction by printing your computer check. Often an invoice or purchase order needs to be reassigned, or an advance payment applied. Use customer or vendor adjustments to affect these changes. The reconciliation option balances your cash accounts to your bank statement each month. Enter the bank account number code and the statement balance. All the checks and deposits recorded since the last statement are shown on the screen. As you mark each check or deposit that appears on your bank statement, the total at the bottom of the screen is updated. You can make adjustments to amounts shown to match your statement and also enter service charges or interest as you proceed. When all cleared items are marked, the total at the bottom of your screen should match the bank total. DacEasy verifies this before you continue. When it's correct, you are given options to print a reconciliation report and clear the check register. When you clear the check register, all paid items are removed. Only outstanding items remain. Return to the cash option and choose Print. If you have selected computer-generated checks in Payments, then use the Print option to process them. Check numbers are assigned at the time of printing. You may also print a check register from this menu, so you'll have a listing of all outstanding items without going through a complete reconciliation. Most of your accounting entries are through purchasing, billing, or cash transactions. Other transactions are entered from the receivable or payable options. Sales or returns from your customers are part of the billing system, but invoices or returns processed from outside DacEasy can be entered directly to the customer file and to the accounting system through the receivables option. Let's enter receivables from the transaction menu. Press Enter to assign the next available transaction number, or use F5 lookup to find a specific transaction to edit. Continue entering the customer, invoice, debit, and credit codes. Assign the invoice number and continue through the simple fields that follow. Remember, you can cancel a transaction at any time using F6, but the assigned number remains in the file for an audit trail record. DacEasy inserts the accounts receivable number set up in the GL interface table. Enter the description where indicated, using as many lines as required. Shift F6 still deletes a full line. The cursor automatically moves to the debit column for an invoice or miscellaneous debit, or the credit column for a miscellaneous credit. On the next line, enter the offset account number. Use F5 to look up the accounts numbers and F8 to add a new number if needed. Select the account for your entry. When you are ready, use F7 to automatically finish the last line of your invoice. As always, press F10 to save your transaction. DacEasy checks that the entries are balanced before it lets you continue. Just as some sales and returns need to be entered through the receivable option, there are bills received without POs issued through the accounting system. Items like the phone bill, rent, and interest payments are processed through the payables option. On the transaction pull-down menu, you'll notice that the screen and procedure is almost identical to the receivable process. Assign your transaction number and continue through the options. Your function keys all have the same uses. F6 cancels the transaction, Shift F6 removes a line, F7 finishes the last line of the entry, and F10 saves and continues. The general ledger contains the balances from all the accounts. DacEasy automatically transfers the totals from each account area to the general ledger with each posting. There are periodic entries and adjustments, such as fixed assets, write-offs, or monthly depreciations, which must be entered separately and directly to the general ledger. From the Transaction menu, select the General Ledger entry screen. General ledger transactions are identified by a journal code. DacEasy has assigned certain codes for the entries generated by the accounting system. You may have set your own codes for other accounts when you entered a transaction. DacEasy assigns transaction numbers automatically for each journal code selected. Use F5 to look up the journal code list, make your selection, and press Enter in the transaction field. The next number appears. Again, any number you've canceled through F6 is retained in the file for auditing purposes. When you make month-end adjustments, an estimate of some items may be necessary for accrual purposes. These estimates must be removed from the accounting system at the beginning of the next period, when the actual amounts may be known and entered. By entering Y in the reverse field, DacEasy automatically creates the same transaction in reverse at the beginning of the next period. For most entries, however, this field will remain No. The information entered in the general ledger follows the same format as the receivables or payables. Notice that there is no default account. All debit and credit accounts have to be selected. F5 lookup comes to the rescue again with a complete listing of all your options. Companies dealing with a manufactured or finished product have special needs. Raw stock must be converted into finished goods, and the appropriate accounting entries must be made to reflect this action. With assembly, your company can determine the exact stock needed for each finished product, count the number of potential finished items available, and transfer the correct value from raw stock to finished goods for accounting purposes. We'll look at the steps involved next, but be sure to review these particular details in your user manual before setting this up for your company. The components needed to construct a finished product must first be specified through the use of product codes, which have already been set up in Edit. Specify the number of each code required for each finished item. Remember that the finished product is also coded in your product file. To assemble, specify the number of finished products needed for your desired inventory. Assembly calculates what is available from raw stock, allowing you to override shortages if necessary, and then transfer the total to finished goods when posted. To reverse this process, converting finished goods back into raw stock, choose the Disassemble option. All the accounts will be changed through posting. Physical inventory allows you to adjust your accounting totals for any loss or spoilage. After making an actual count for any of your products in inventory, enter the total for that item in physical inventory. Here, the only information needed is the product code and the number counted. The appropriate accounts will be adjusted after posting. The final item under our transaction menu is Recurring. Because companies must often process the same items through their accounting system, DacEasy allows you to enter the details in a recurring system. When you enter recurring, you may choose to set up an entry or generate the entry. Within each of these selections, you may select General Ledger, Payments, Invoices, or Purchase Orders. The processing method is similar for each. A code is used to identify the entry. By carefully planning your use of the codes, groups of transactions can be generated quickly using a common code assignment. You then set the amount to be used. This is a flat rate, except for the GL. In the GL entry, you also have the option of setting the amount as a percentage of any available account. Specify the number of times to generate or the date range, and the entry is complete. Enter Generation to process the transaction for each period using the group codes assigned. Well, you've just practiced the two most important parts of the accounting process: selecting the routine for the type of entry and entering the transaction into the system. Let's go on to Chapter 5 and look at the journals. Now that your transactions are entered into your accounting system, you need an easy way to review them. DacEasy provides the perfect review document, the journal. Enter Journal from the main menu. As you can see, there is a journal selection for each type of transaction entered. Journals are detailed and contain complete listings of all unposted entries. The options for General Ledger, Payables, and Receivables include selecting either a journal, all transactions not yet posted to the General Ledger, or a listing, all transactions, whether they are posted or not. Within either of these choices, you may set ranges based on journal codes and dates. For cash, you may specify receipts or payments before selecting a journal or listing. In addition, you may request a listing of checks waiting to be printed. This is especially useful for managing large volumes of entries. There is no listing for billing, purchasing, assembly, or inventory. However, a journal can be produced based on a time period you select. Journals are a primary tool in proper management of your company's accounting system. Audit trails are established and maintained through proper use of the journals and other similar reports. Certain journals should be run daily for sales or purchases. Others, like the General Ledger, could be run only once a month. Use your journals to review and adjust the accounting system before you post. Before posting to the General Ledger, it is essential that you perform a file backup. You know, any system could be subject to damage or power failure at any time, so don't take chances with your accounting information. DacEasy provides a quick and easy-to-follow backup before you post. Protect your transactions and your company by backing up your data to floppy disks, or at least to another subdirectory on your hard disk, before the files are permanently changed through posting. To make this even easier for you, DacEasy backs up the transaction files all at once. One backup at the time of posting safeguards all your files, allowing you to continue posting without waiting for repeated backups at each transaction item. Let's go through the normal posting procedure. Posting transfers entries made in transactions to the proper accounts. All the details of these items should have been entered, then reviewed through various reports or journals. At posting, you are asked to select a date for posting this set of accounts. The current accounting period is displayed for your reference. Complete your posting process by entering F10 to continue. You'll then return to the main menu. As you can see, DacEasy really does provide an easy solution to your company's daily accounting. Day-to-day operations are quickly processed and always correct, with a full audit trail established all along the way. In the next chapter, we'll look at accounting routines that occur periodically during the accounting cycle, rather than daily. Unlike daily processing, certain accounting functions occur less frequently during any accounting cycle. These items include not only the entries that are generated occasionally, but also include special reports and routines requested periodically. Most periodic activities relate to one of these items: General Ledger, Receivables, Payables, or Inventory. Select GL and you have a choice of 3 periodic activities relating to the general ledger. Period end and year end are similar and require simply a yes or no answer to the question, close period, or close year. The proper entries will be generated when you exit the screen. Budget allows you to enter a budgeted figure for any detail account in your chart of accounts. The budget screen displays the chart of accounts on the left side of the screen and the accounting periods on the right. Select the account and use F9 to enter the budget figure. Use F10 to save your entry and proceed to the next entry. In receivables, there are a few more options. In addition to period end and year end, you have the chance to generate finance charges. Before answering yes to this, be sure all customer payments are posted and do a file backup. DacEasy lets you select a range in your customer file. The percentage rate is entered from the customer record, and the previously selected past due dates are used to determine the charges. DacEasy certainly provides complete financial reporting, which includes financial forecasting. Using forecast calculation, you establish how the forecast figures are determined. Your choices are presented here on the screen. Select the option that suits your company's needs, entering any percentage variances or trend amounts as needed. From forecast calculation, enter Print Forecast to have a report of the forecasted figures. The final option in receivables is Print Statistics Year to Date. This gives you a year-to-date statistical report with the information shown. The Payables option contains the same selections as receivables, with the exception of Generate Finance Charges. Instead of processing information from the customer accounts, however, Payables runs all the same routines based on the vendor accounts. The final selection in the periodic menu is Inventory, which has 6 options. 4 of the options are identical to receivables and payables: Print Forecast, Forecast Calculation, Print Statistics Year to Date, and Year End, except the information produced is based on the inventory accounts. The 2 remaining items, Assembly Adjustment and Price Assignment, are unique to inventory. Assembly Adjustment is where you can add or remove components in your finished goods. Make the necessary adjustments using the product codes for the components, and then use F10 to save your changes. Price Assignment lets you set or change the price for a particular product. Follow the directions, remembering to use the product codes. F10 saves and exits as usual, returning you to the main menu once again. Some of these periodic activities involved changing information. Some generated entries through the accounts, and others produced reports for account control. In addition to these specialized account reports, there are standard listings and financial reports required by every company. DacEasy has already prepared these for you. In the next chapter, we'll review the established reports available, along with the report generator and graphics options to give you customized reporting at your fingertips. Sometimes the number of possible reports from just a few accounts seems endless. There are the financial statements used by every business, but there are individual listings and statements pertaining to each account. DacEasy provides an answer to the maze of reporting. From the main menu, enter Reports. DacEasy makes selecting preset reports easier by grouping them by type of account: General Ledger, Receivables, Payables, or Inventory. In addition to these reports, DacEasy provides powerful reporting tools, a report generator, and a graphics option. These options let you design customized reports and financial graphs to enhance your management decisions and aid in proper administration. Most of the financial statements relate directly to the general ledger, trial balance, balance sheet, and income statement. We can also list the chart of accounts. Choose an activity report for one particular account or a group of accounts. And even print out the changes in financial conditions. The changes in financial condition report is always a year-to-date report, but the date range can be set for each of the others. The receivables options produce reports directly related to customers, like statements, for instance. Also, aging reports. A full directory listing containing all the information from the customer master file. And even labels for mailings. Payables contains the same report selections as receivables, with 2 additions: payments and 1099s. Using the vendor account information, DacEasy produces statements, aging reports, a vendor directory, and labels. Inventory offers a wide variety of listings and reports, as well as an optional assembly report window. Under Inventory, you can request a product listing, a service listing, a price list, a price table, an activity report, and an alert report. The alert report identifies any product that has received the minimum or reorder limit set in the product file. Inventory count sheets are also available, providing a product code, description and space to add the physical inventory count. Assembly offers 2 reference listings. The component analysis lists all component codes with the related finished product. The assembly report is similar, listing the finished products with the component breakdown following. As thorough as these report listings are, every company has special reporting needs. DacEasy gives you the opportunity to create customized reports from any of your accounting files. From the Reports menu, select Report Generator. DacEasy requests a report name. For a new report, enter the new name. If you wish to print a report previously designed and saved, enter that name here from the list provided with F5 lookup. Choose the file you want to use. Using the chart of accounts produces a financial report, Any other file is called a listing report. Report layout offers options for printing your stored information and showing dollar amounts. Go on to further customize this report by adding your own report header and title. Next, choose the information for your report. Fields will be listed across your report in the same order selected here. Your list can have up to 15 columns across, depending on the width of each field selected. View the available fields with F5 lookup, then make your selection. Repeat this for each column until all your fields are chosen. DacEasy Accounting also allows you to add calculated columns to your custom reports from this screen. By pressing F8, you can create a formula and heading for the new column. Check your manual for more information and details and other options when you're ready to design your company's custom reports. Now press F7 to proceed to the final design selections of your report. On this last screen, choose the dates for your report and how you wish to sort the information before it's printed. Finally, select all or a portion of the file to be included in the listing. Press F10 to save your report and continue. Only one thing would improve the report capabilities of DacEasy: financial graphs. DacEasy provides a special graphics option to allow you the full benefit of graphic presentation to visualize the financial conditions of your company. To create a new graph, enter the name. Then choose the correct file as the source for the graph figures. Next, select the graph type. There are 9 options available, from simple bar graphs and pie charts to mixed bar and line graphs. Choose vertical or horizontal for the orientation and specify any headings that should appear on the graph. F5 lookup is available for field selection based on the data file selected. Reference your manual to help you decide. When your selections are completed, save or print your new graph. What could be simpler? In just a few minutes, you can have professional presentation graphs depicting almost any financial condition. Understanding trends and explaining variances is part of good management, and good management was never easier than with DacEasy Accounting graphics. DacEasy Accounting 4.0 makes operation of a multiple division company possible with this one program. In the same accounting system, you can open files for different companies, copy files from one company to another, and import or consolidate accounts for final totals reflecting all branches of the company. All this is accomplished through the File option on the main menu bar. Let's look at the File options. 3 of the items on this list, Status, Backup, and Restore, relate directly to maintenance of your computer system. Status checks the size of your files and amount of space available for them. Backup allows you to protect information in your files by saving it elsewhere. Restore replaces information from a backup disk. The Convert option allows you to upgrade your current files from previous versions of DacEasy to the new DacEasy 4.0. The remaining items, Open, Copy, Import, and Consolidate, are used to manage accounts in a multi-company environment. When you enter DacEasy, the default company files are selected as they are opened. You may change to another company by selecting another file at this option and pressing Enter. Other menu options selected after this affect only the company you opened here. Create a new company with the Open option by pressing F8. A window appears requesting the name and identification for the new company. Assign the directory path name for the files and press Enter. Continue on with the necessary responses to select the chart of accounts, just as you did to set up your original company. You may also create a new company by choosing the Copy option. You can duplicate a current set of company files to a new company name and directory path name. Select the source company to be copied. When requested, enter the new company identification and directory path for the files. You are given the option to copy the source file completely with the account balances set to 0, or to copy just the chart of accounts. F10 starts the duplication process. If a company has several divisions or branches, each may be set up as a separate company in the accounting system. Periodically, however, it's necessary to combine the branch accounting figures with the head office accounting figures. DacEasy has the options ready to make even this job quick and easy. From the File pull-down menu, select Consolidate. Enter the user-defined journal code and the destination path where the consolidation file will be located. After the consolidation is completed, choose Import under the File pull-down menu. Enter the destination path where the consolidation file is located, and then process with F10. The account entries will be transferred to the general ledger of the company that is currently activated. The transactions can be easily identified on the GL journal by the user-defined journal codes used for identification. With DacEasy, even complicated procedures like multi-company accounting become simply a selection of menu options. The accounting work is performed automatically and correctly. The scope of DacEasy Accounting 4.0 is truly remarkable. Never has such a wide variety of options been as readily available to small businesses. In this video tutor, we have reviewed the many capabilities of this powerful program. I'm sure you're already imagining all the great ways your company can use DacEasy 4.0 to take routine accounting functions and create great management. With the information provided here, and with the detailed manual and the online help always available within the program, you can use your accounting system with confidence. Thank you for joining us today, and I know you're going to enjoy the world of computerized accounting. Welcome to DacEasy Payroll's 4.0 video tutor. I'm glad you're here. You know, DacEasy Payroll was created to assist you in the daily administration of your company's most important asset, your employees. Whether you have one employee or 100, the power and simplicity of DacEasy are terrific, especially on payday. This video tutor covers a payroll primer in Chapter 1, which shows you the basic payroll cycle. In Chapter 2, we'll show you how to install DacEasy Payroll on your computer, then start the program and move around in it. In Chapter 3, we'll look at the most practical way to set up your current payroll files. Processing the payroll will be covered in Chapter 4. Everything from data entry to check printing and then updating the employee's file. Chapter 5 takes us through the special end-of-period processes like check reconciliation, monthly and quarterly reporting, and preparing tax and other year-end forms. The 6th and last chapter is reserved for the personnel management part of DacEasy. We'll look at how a powerful report generator produces on-screen and on-paper reports, which you design yourself in minutes. The the most valuable asset of today's enterprise, the employee. The employer-employee relationship has changed tremendously since the days of the Industrial Revolution, more than a century ago. Employees are no longer just a tool. They are the most important resource of your company. Selecting good employees and creating a positive relationship with them helps your company grow. The payroll process is only one part of that many-sided employer-employee relationship. Accurate and timely payroll processing is necessary, not only for your employees and your company, but for your company's reputation with the government. The payroll process begins with hiring an employee and ends when you file a W-2 for the employee who is leaving. We can say there are events and periods in the payroll process. Events are part of the employer-employee relationship. Hiring, review, promotions, and terminations are all events. These items may be scheduled to take place at a certain time, but the timing does not determine the event. Routines based on periods depend on the payroll cycle and include primarily collecting and reporting information about time worked, such as calculating earnings and deductions, summarizing information in the payroll list, preparing and delivering checks to employees, and posting payroll data to the employee's permanent file. This cycle repeats every payroll period. A payroll period could be every week, every 2 weeks, every 15 days, or any other time period set by your company. There are other types of periodic activities too, like monthly reports, tax deposits, quarterly reports, Forms 940 and 941, Forms 1099 and W-2s, and so on. All these activities have to be completed by a certain date or during a specified time, so the company doesn't incur additional expenses or penalties. A computerized payroll system not only simplifies the time and costs involved in the payroll process, but helps maintain a schedule of employee events, such as review dates and vacation time. Let's look at how DacEasy Payroll simplifies and speeds up the payroll process to help you manage the personnel at your company. To run DacEasy Payroll 4.0, you need an IBM or IBM compatible personal computer. The hard disk should have a minimum of 2 megabytes available space, with 512 kilobytes of RAM, or random access memory, and any type of monochrome or color graphics adapter card. After starting your computer, be sure to enter the correct date and time. Then run the DOS routine, check disk, to verify the amount of space available on the hard drive and in RAM. If you do check disk and it indicates you don't have enough RAM to install DacEasy Payroll, ask your computer supplier for assistance. DacEasy Payroll 4.0 is shipped with both 5¼ and 3½ diskettes. These diskettes come with the program compressed. You cannot just copy them into your hard disk. You must run the DacEasy installation routine. This will decompress the files as they are copied to your hard disk. Insert the first diskette, close the door, and type A:install. Then press the Enter key. DacEasy asks you the letter of the hard disk drive where you want your files and the name of the subdirectory where the program will be copied. When the installation is complete, change to the DacEasy Payroll subdirectory by typing cd/DEP4. Once in the subdirectory, type DEP4 again to start DacEasy Payroll. You repeat these 2 steps every time you want to enter DacEasy Payroll. cd/DEP4, then DEP4. The very first time you start DacEasy, it will request the subdirectory path where you wish to save the payroll files. You can take the name suggested by the program or change it. Press F10 to accept the name and create the payroll files. If you have a mouse, you can use it to execute commands by moving the cursor arrow directly to a specific field. Clicking the left button selects the command you've indicated on the screen. The right button is your escape key or panic button. Your system is now ready to accept information. Let's take a fast tour of the different commands and routines with DacEasy Payroll. DacEasy used pull-down menus to show the command options available to you. As you can see, the File pull-down menu is displayed when you start the program. The first line on your screen, here at the top, is called the menu bar. You can move from one option to another by pressing the left or right arrow keys. To jump directly to another selection, hold down the Alt key as you press the uppercase letter that identifies the menu choice. For example, to enter periodic, you press Alt plus the D key. To select from a pull-down menu, press the uppercase letter that identifies the routine you want. You can also use the arrow keys to move to the routine and press Enter. If you use a mouse, point to the routine and click the left button. DacEasy uses the function keys for many commands, often in combination with the Shift key. F1 will always give you help for your current screen. Shift F1 will show you an indexed help list for DacEasy Payroll. Shift F2 calculator is always available. The results of any calculation can be inserted into your DacEasy Payroll routine. The current system date can be displayed or modified through F4. F10 always completes an entry by saving information to a file or starting the routine selected. Other function keys are used in other specific routines. The available keys are displayed across the top of your screen for easy reference. File lookup is a special option you can use anytime in DacEasy to view employee data or access special information lists. Use the arrow keys and page up, page down keys to browse through the file lookup screen. Using a mouse, point to the F5 key and click the left button. The file lookup window pops up. Move through file lookup by holding down the left mouse button after pointing to the scrolling bar along the bottom or side of the window. By entering the first numbers of a code at the cursor, DacEasy will search and display the list at that point. The File pull-down menu also has options relating to the maintenance of your system files. The Open function lets you switch from one company payroll to another if you have multiple companies within the same computer system. The Copy option allows you to create an exact copy of a current company's files in a new subdirectory with a new ID name. Status allows you to check how many records have been used for any of the files in your system. Backup copies files to a floppy disk or another subdirectory. This is done to protect data from loss or damage. Restore lets you copy the information from a backup disk to your original hard disk subdirectory. Convert allows you to use the files from previous versions of DacEasy. The last option is the one you will select each day to end your daily payroll process. Exit. Whenever you need to exit DacEasy, go to the File pull-down menu and press X. DacEasy displays the function key commands on the screen, and F1 Help is always available for detailed explanations of these functions. We will continue through the program now, seeing how all these commands work in our payroll process. Setting up the payroll files can be the most time-consuming task in a computer payroll system. DacEasy simplifies this process. In this chapter, we'll cover the function of the Edit pull-down menu. Enter the company name first and the employer details that follow. The employer's federal ID number is required, followed by the official name and address of the company. The yearly information is necessary for the DacEasy program. Enter the number of working days in the year, normally 260. Then the normal number of working hours each day, normally 8. A weekly time period might have 40 hours. A semi-monthly time period would have 86.67 hours. The FICA percentage may change every year. Enter the current FICA rate as well as the yearly base salary limit. Do the same for FUTA, Federal Unemployment Tax Act. The last part of this routine allows you to customize DacEasy Payroll. DacEasy lets you store or erase the cleared checks each month. Enter N to keep or Y to erase at the option. You can request a monthly summary of all payroll transactions by entering Y at the next option. If you have the disk space, we recommend you enter Yes rather than No to this question. If you use DacEasy Accounting, your payroll information can be sent directly to Accounting. Enter Y and then the path name to DacEasy Accounting. If you do not want the payroll information sent to another file, enter N. Press F10 to save the information you've just entered. You have now completed the first step in setting up DacEasy Payroll. Let's move on to the tax table option. DacEasy Payroll is updated regularly with the latest tax developments for each state. However, it is a good idea to check that the table in your program is current. Press F5 to enter the file lookup window. Every tax table for every state is located here. Scroll up and down to find the state or states where you have employees. Once you highlight your state, press Enter. Enter your company's federal ID for each state selected. If the state has several tax tables, enter the appropriate number. If there is no FUTA or SDIF tax, or there have been no changes in your state's rates, press F10 now and skip the other fields. However, if there is any change, please refer to your manual for details on the 6 fields that follow. You have now completed the second step of setting up your payroll system. Let's go on and create the department information. You know, DacEasy lets you have as many departments as you wish. You can identify each department by any special code you choose. Enter the department name as shown. Next, choose the accounts to include in the payroll process. We base our decisions on types of special earnings, deductions and liabilities, 401k and cafeteria plans, as well as on commissions, bonuses, vacation and sick time earnings. We'll proceed with a simple setup of a department, but be sure to review the DacEasy Payroll Manual before entering your data in your program. In the Liability section, you'll enter both expense and accrued liability accounts. You can create 3 other liabilities if required. Press Page Down to continue. The first 9 codes for earnings are pre-assigned. Enter the account that will control the amount. Codes 9 to 15 are defined by you. Any amount entered in the Amount Rate column will be accepted by the system as a default for employee records in this department. The last part of the Department section lets you enter accounts for deductions. Codes 16 to 20 are pre-assigned, but you have to enter the account number to make them available to the system. You set codes 21 to 30 yourself. You can select the type, which can be a flat amount, percentage of wages, or piece rates used for commissions or production incentives. Once you've entered this data, press F10 to save the file for this particular department. To enter a new department, duplicate from the department just set up. Retrieve the source department and press F8. Enter the new department number and press F10 to create it. This feature simplifies entering several departments. Each department can then be modified or edited as required. Remember, an employee cannot be assigned to a particular department unless that department has been created in the payroll system. Now we're ready for the final step, employee data entry. You may assign almost any number or code to each employee. Remember to enter the name in this format: last name, comma, first name, middle name. All other fields are self-explanatory. It is important to keep a historical file for each employee, so be sure you enter a raise, a review, or any promotion dates. These will be used for processing reports. You start the payment section by entering the appropriate department. You can use F5 File Lookup to select the correct department. Title is the employee's position. Pay type refers to hourly, salary, or contract labor. Pay suspend is used for authorized leave without pay. The frequency codes are W for weekly payroll, B for biweekly, S for semi-monthly, and M for once per month. Amount is the yearly salary for salaried employees or hourly rate for hourly employees. Overtime rates should be entered only when required. Vacation and sick time can be entered when required. The date is when the vacation or sick time is payable. Frequency is how often it is accrued. Hours is the number of hours to be accrued per frequency. And paid is the number of vacation or sick leave hours already used by the employee. The next page, which is the second in a total of 6, allows you to enter the tax information. The information entered here is taken from the employee's W-4 form and other documents. Refer to your manual for details on these fields and the codes to enter. Enter the state tax table number using F5 to look up the table file. You must enter a tax table number even if there is no state income tax withheld. Your manual contains specific details for any state and city income taxes, as well as additional withholding taxes. Pages 4 through 6 show the quarterly and year-to-date totals of all earnings and deductions for each employee, as well as the company's accrued liabilities. Remember, you have to press F10 to save the employee data. Some fields will be updated during the payroll process, but it is important to enter all employee information as completely as possible. This information is used to develop management reports, which help you in the daily administration of your main resource, your employees. Now we've finished setting up your DacEasy payroll system. In the next chapter, we'll see how to process the payroll. Now that we've finished the time-consuming job of creating the master files for your payroll system, we can go on to the easy part. Each pay period you follow the same procedure. First, do any maintenance work needed on your employee master file, like entering new employees, any terminations, raises, or salary adjustments. Then move to the Process pull-down menu. DacEasy requests the payroll period. Use one of the 4 codes we looked at earlier. If you've already selected a payroll period for other transactions, that selection will still be in effect. It will be the default. Let's select weekly. Now only weekly employees will be included in this particular payroll process. DacEasy Payroll is a payroll by exception program. Only the exceptions for each payroll period are entered. For example, if an hourly employee worked more or less than the normal time, you would need to enter the actual hours worked. If, however, the employee worked a normal set of hours, DacEasy enters the hours for you. Vacation time, sick time, bonuses, and expense reimbursements are all examples of exceptions. You need to enter these in the entry routine. This is the first option of the Process pull-down menu. Enter the employee number. Use F5 to look up the employee file to make your selections. Name and department are automatically displayed. A different department can be entered in the Department column, or use F5 to select a new department. The tax-based columns indicate whether earnings or deductions are subject to federal or state income taxes. If it's necessary, enter any change in the standard hours. Partial hours or days must be entered as decimals, not minutes or hours. For example, 4 hours and 30 minutes must be entered as 4.5, not 4.30. Default amounts or rates will be displayed. You can override this amount if it needs to be modified for this payroll period. Flat rates must be entered in the last column. DacEasy Payroll allows you to allocate payroll expenses to different departments for cost control purposes. Once any exceptions are entered for this employee, press F10 to save and continue. In our payroll cycle, we have selected our time period and entered our exceptions. Now let's print a payroll register to check this information. Select option P, Payroll Register, from the Process pull-down menu. Any entry mistakes can be found here and corrected before your payroll is processed. Now it's time to let DacEasy do its job, automatic payroll generation. From the Process pull-down menu, select Generation. You will see a series of messages reminding you to back up your files and to turn on the printer. You are also asked if you want to generate regular earnings. There will be times when you will want to process pay outside of the regular pay period, perhaps for a terminated employee or for special bonuses. To process just these exceptions, answer No. For a normal payroll, enter Yes. Special earnings or deduction codes entered in the employee's record require a frequency for processing. For example, insurance payments may be deducted only once a month, so one payroll a month will have Y at the monthly deduction. Another deduction may occur every week, so you would enter Y at the weekly option. When all your entries are ready, press F10 to start your payroll processing. DacEasy Payroll automatically generates all standard earnings and deductions. It calculates tax and FICA withholding and employer liabilities for FICA, FUTA, and SUTA. Now let's return to the Process menu and print the payroll register again. This second printing includes all the manual and computer-created transactions. Verify this second report before you continue. If you find any mistakes, don't worry. Call up the Cancel option. The Cancel option undoes the entries just made by the system when you generated the payroll. Now you can fix any errors or add an employee, change the salary, enter a termination, and so on. When everything is just right, select Generation from the Process pull-down menu again. After generating the new entries, print the payroll register once more. Reviewing your records and correcting mistakes is an important step in the payroll process. But now we are ready to print checks. Position your pre-printed checks in the printer. Select the Checks option in the Process menu. Here we find a few simple questions to answer on the screen. The printer will send a test command to verify the check alignment. This test will print a row of numbers just below the year-to-date gross earnings field on the check stub. If the check is not properly aligned, reposition your checks and repeat the test. When you're satisfied with the alignment, then print the checks. You need to print a check register after you print your checks. Remember to change the paper in your printer first. We're getting close to the end of our payroll cycle. You print the check register from the Process menu by entering K. Our last report will be by department. Select D from the menu. The department report gives a complete listing of all the payroll details, sorted by earnings and deduction codes. It contains a summary listing of payroll codes by department, as well as all the accounting transactions totaled by account number. This is the main report you use for reference until after your next payroll is processed. Now that you've calculated and processed your payroll for this period, you need to update the employee's permanent records. Enter Posting from the Process menu. Read the warnings before continuing. Remember, you can back up your current files by returning to the File pull-down menu and selecting Backup. If you want to send payroll information to DacEasy Accounting, back up those files as well before proceeding with payroll posting. Answer the accrual and frequency questions for this particular payroll period. Then the system automatically updates your permanent records. That's the last step in the payroll cycle. You've gone from setting up a payroll period to the final posting in just a few simple steps. Now you can see how DacEasy Payroll 4.0 simplifies the whole payroll process by including all the necessary steps in logical, easy-to-follow routines. The menus are straightforward and help is always available with the F1 key. Your time and workload are greatly reduced with DacEasy Payroll. In the next chapter, let's look over the periodic menu options. The payroll process affects many activities not directly related to money or payday, including monthly, quarterly, and year-end reporting. DacEasy Payroll also tackles these activities quickly and efficiently. There are 4 monthly options in the periodic pull-down menu. Reconciliation allows you to identify payroll checks that have cleared your bank. This is not a full accounting reconciliation, but it does allow you to quickly find uncashed checks. After you've entered the cleared checks, print a report of the outstanding checks. Then you can choose to purge the check file of all voided or cleared checks, leaving only the outstanding checks in the file. Most companies find a monthly report of all the payroll transactions for all pay periods to be essential. Select Monthly Report from the periodic menu. You can specify ranges for dates and certain employee records, which allows you to tailor the report to your company's needs. The monthly report is very useful, but it does take up a lot of hard disk space if you keep each month's report in a disk file. If you need to conserve space, run the Close Month option from the periodic menu to remove the monthly report file. Every state requires quarterly reporting of Form 941. Let's review this process. Quarterly reporting is on the periodic menu. Select the state or states for the report and print your information out on paper, not just on the screen. Select the Close Quarter option to clear the quarter-to-date field in the employee records after your report has been processed. Remember to make a backup of the payroll data files before you clear them by using the Close Quarter option. Every company produces W-2 or 1099 forms for their employees. DacEasy Payroll allows you to process these electronically if you qualify under the IRS or state rules. Make sure you receive your pre-printed forms for these returns well in advance of year-end. To process these, select W-2s and 1099s on the periodic menu and enter the year. DacEasy Payroll will take it from there. W-2s must be printed before you run the close year routine and before you process any payroll for the new year. If this is not possible, make a backup copy of your payroll files to keep until you're ready to print your forms. Let's run the final step of the year-end process called Close Year. Select the Close Year option from Periodic, making sure you've made a backup before going any further. DacEasy Payroll will ask if you want to net vacation and sick time. This feature calculates the accrued time less any paid time for these items and presents a net value. Check your manual for details to help you decide whether to use this option. As you can see in the Before and After record, the year-to-date field has been cleared. Well, this covers the periodic routines that really add to the usefulness of DacEasy Payroll and makes your company's yearly payroll requirements that much easier to process. In this last chapter, we'll look at some of the customized reporting available with DacEasy Payroll. Every company needs some form of customized reporting for its particular uses. When you need a special list of payroll information, DacEasy is ready. Enter Reports from the main screen. Let's review each of the options on the pull-down menu. DacEasy has already prepared 2 reports for you. The directory provides you with an employee master file, and Labels produces an employee mailing list. These reports may be sorted if you only need a portion of a file. Answer the simple questions on the screen and print out your report. When you need a special listing, Report Generator is ready. Designing a custom report has never been easier. DacEasy takes you through 3 different selection screens to the final product. The report you designed is saved to be used again. Let's look further at this powerful tool. Enter Report Generator from your Report pull-down menu. If you want to print a report you have already designed and saved, enter the name here. You can use F5 lookup to help find a report. To design a new report, enter a new name. Choose the file you want to use for this listing. Report Layout offers you options for printing and showing dollar amounts. Go on to further customize this report by adding your own special report header and title. Next, choose the information for your report. Fields will be listed across your report in the same order selected here. Your list can have up to 15 columns across, depending on the width of the fields you select. Use F5 lookup to view the available fields and then make your selection. Repeat this for each column until all your special selections are made. DacEasy Payroll also allows you to add calculated columns to your custom reports from this screen. By pressing F8, you can create a formula and column heading. Check your manual for more details and other options when you're ready to design your company's custom reports. Now press F7 to proceed to the final design selections of your report. On this last screen, choose how you wish to sort the information before it's printed. Finally, select all or a portion of the file records to be included in the listing. When you press F10, your custom report will be ready to print. We've come to the end of our DacEasy Payroll 4.0 video tutor. From setting up a payroll system to designing special DacEasy reports, your job is now easier and faster. I know you're going to do great on your own with DacEasy. Have fun, and so long.
Now, let's quickly summarize the most important concepts addressed in this DacEasy Payroll video tutor. In Chapter 1, we learned the basics of a typical payroll process. This process begins with the hiring of employees and ends when the employer-employee relationship is terminated. Employment is divided into events and periods. Events, like reviews, promotions, and terminations, change the relationship between the employer and the employee. Periods, such as days, weeks, and months, occur in regular intervals and involve calculating working time, earnings, liabilities, and deductions. Chapter 2 covers the steps required for the installation of your DacEasy payroll program. The first step verifies that your system has enough disk storage and memory. Use the DOS command check disk and contact your computer dealer if more disk space or memory is required. Next, run the installation program by placing the disk labeled Install into drive A. At the DOS prompt, enter A:install. The install program will ask for the disk drive and subdirectory where the program will be copied. The final step in installation is the command to run the DacEasy Payroll 4.0 program. First, change to the proper subdirectory using the DOS command cd\dep4, and then run the program by entering dep4. Chapter 3 demonstrates the DacEasy Payroll setup routines. First, your company's ID screen must be completed. Remember to complete all fields. No field can be left blank or have a zero value. Next, access the tax table for the states for which you will be processing payroll. Each time your state or federal tax rates change, you must update the tax table or call DacEasy for a tax table update. The last 2 steps of the setup are for entering your company's departments and employees. Enter departments first, by entering an account number for the liabilities, earnings, and deductions which affect the employees working in the department. Chapter 4 introduces the payroll process, beginning with data entry and concluding with posting. Start the process by entering only the exceptions that have occurred in the current payroll period. Exceptions include bonuses, sick time, vacation time, and overtime. Print a payroll register to verify that all of the exceptions have been entered. The automatic generation routine will calculate the normal earnings as well as all liabilities and deductions. Print the payroll register again to verify the automatic generation calculations. You can make minor corrections in the data entry routine or use the Cancel Automatic Generation routine to remove all calculations. The DacEasy Print Checks routine allows sorting by employee or department. Print a check register to verify the check and employee numbers. The department report summarizes the payroll figures by department for easy comparisons. Finally, make a backup and post the information to record the period's transactions. Chapter 5 and 6 cover the periodic routines and the powerful report generator. Each month, print the monthly report, run the reconciliation and purge routines, and then close the month. With DacEasy Payroll, you must run the quarterly report and close out each quarter. Likewise, at the end of the year, run the annual reports that are required, such as W-2s and 1099s, and then make a backup and close out the year. And finally, at any time during the year, you may utilize the DacEasy Payroll Report Generator to produce comprehensive, up-to-the-minute reports on your company's payroll. DacEasy Payroll 4.0 is an easy-to-understand program with powerful tools and special processes. Don't forget, you can review any section of this video tutor as often as you like. DacEasy Payroll 4.0. It's here for you. Since its introduction in 1985, DacEasy Accounting has rapidly become the cornerstone for growing businesses, providing full-featured accounting software that's easy to use, powerful, and affordable. Today, DacEasy provides the most complete line of business solutions, software, hardware, forms, and seminars helping to build your company, providing your company with a firm foundation. DacEasy, the world's best-selling accounting software, proudly displays its awards and achievements. Winner of PC Magazine's Editor's Choice, 4-time winner of PC World's World Class Awards, 1986 to 1989. InfoWorld's Best Value and Reader's Choice Product of the Year. It's no wonder that 1 out of 3 service and inventory businesses choose DacEasy for its quality and time-proven performance. In response to the requests of more than 500,000 customers, version 4.0 is our best yet. This is the cutting edge of easy-to-use, full-featured accounting programs. With over 100 new features, you'll appreciate the new look, feel, and speed of DacEasy Accounting. Plus, as your company grows, you'll be able to utilize DacEasy 4.0 in a multi-user environment. Version 4.0 features a totally redesigned user interface that makes the day-to-day work of accounting simpler and reaches beyond just the accounting department. Version 4.0 serves as the perfect tool for managers with an all-new management reporting module. Built-in graphics provide quick analysis of your company's performance. DacEasy Accounting brings out the best in any level user with its easy-to-use, feature-rich capabilities. It's also available for the Apple II user as well. Accounting integrates perfectly with DacEasy Payroll for the easiest way to protect your most valuable asset, your employee. Version 4.0 combines simplicity and powerful features for processing payroll and managing important personnel data. Version 4.0 works as a standalone, integrates perfectly with DacEasy Accounting, and easily upgrades to the multi-user environment. For the best way to learn about our latest versions of accounting and payroll, we offer video tutors specially produced for both programs. You'll be able to sit back and relax in the convenience of your home or office as you learn about the benefits of computerized accounting or payroll. All the benefits of our award-winning accounting and payroll are here for you. These video tutors are also included in our DacEasy bonus pack, which provides your business with our full-featured accounting and payroll programs at a great value. Computerizing your business was never easier. And for system growth to a multiple user environment, DacEasy proudly introduces our latest achievement, the Accounting Network System. The network version comes complete with DacEasy Accounting, Payroll, and the video tutor for both programs. It also enables an unlimited number of users to share accounting resources. One complete system that you'll never outgrow at one great price for multitasking, the DacEasy way. DacEasy also offers an accounting program for your personal or home office accounting, DacEasy Lite. Lite offers great performance, yet maintains the affordability and simplicity requested by the sole proprietor or home user. Use it as a check writer. Keep track of expenses, reconcile accounts, and generate business statements or invoices effortlessly. And Lite is also available to our Macintosh users. DacEasy now offers Lucid 3D, the award-winning three-dimensional spreadsheet value that has the whole computer industry talking. David DeJean of PC Computing wrote, "Lucid 3D, not 1, 2, 3, but everything 1, 2, 3 should be." You'll be impressed with Lucid's ability to link multiple spreadsheets and view up to 9 3D levels on one screen simultaneously. Plus, you'll love Lucid's spectacular 3D color graphics, which can be accessed instantly by painting any range of cells and clicking a key. Look to DacEasy for great productivity software packages as well. Bring your Rolodex card file to life with our information manager, Rolodex Live. It's the easiest way to create, update, and generate your card files in a hurry. DacEasy Word version 3.0 is the full-featured word processor that outperforms others, costing hundreds of dollars. Open up to 4 windows at once and zoom out for full-screen viewing. Plus, let DacEasy Word correct spelling and punctuation errors with built-in correctors. DacEasy offers a variety of breakthrough 286 and 386 accelerator boards for the easiest and cheapest way to speed up your clone. Lightning 5.0 allows programs that frequently access the disk to run 2 to 4 times faster. This is due to Lightning's special disk caching ability. DacEasy not only provides growing businesses with software and hardware, but offers a complete selection of continuous forms. These forms are guaranteed for 100% compatibility with DacEasy Accounting, DacEasy Payroll, and there's even a line of DacEasy Lite forms. For extended instructional support, DacEasy now offers half-day seminars in over 40 cities, featuring hands-on instruction on DacEasy version 4.0 software. Call our toll-free number, and one of our representatives will be happy to provide you with more details on the seminar nearest you. When time or location is not convenient to learning about DacEasy software, our DacEasy self-paced seminar materials are also available for learning at your own pace. DacEasy's new line of software and accessories are the most impressive. Try for yourself the full product line with complete confidence. We stand behind every product we sell with a commitment to your growing business. High performance, affordable software, hardware, extended support for today and tomorrow. DacEasy for solutions. For versions outside the United States, fax 214-248-1239 for your nearest DacEasy International publisher.